Not since the days of World Championship Wrestling have we seen a wrestling promotion generate as much steam as All Elite Wrestling is trying to. Double or Nothing was a sellout success, and Fyter Fest being broadcasted for free means that a lot of viewers got the opportunity to watch what AEW has to offer without it affecting their pockets. All Out reportedly generated interest from over 120,000 people during the ticket sales. Double or Nothing was a great launching pad for All Elite Wrestling, as it was a clear statement of intent by the young promotion. Fyter Fest may not have been as impressive as Double or Nothing, but was still a solid show, which will probably draw a lot of eyes to the product. What AEW is doing right is that they are accumulating solid talent from across the entire world. As the most popular series of videos on our channel, we have a lot to talk about since the last episode, so here are 20 more All Elite Wrestling signings. Number 1. Laredo Kid. Laredo Kid, or the Exterminador, is one of the greatest luchadores in the world, and a man that has fallen below the radar of most wrestling fans. A standout from Mexican promotion AAA, a promotion which also discovered talent like Rey Mysterio and Psychosis, the Kid wrestles in the second best promotion in Mexico, behind CMLL, but is also contracted to Impact Wrestling. He will be making appearances on AEW due to the talent sharing agreement between AEW and AAA. The high flyer Laredo will definitely not be pushed straight to the top of AEW, and will most likely be a role player in the division. The current AAA champion will probably make on and off appearances on special shows for AEW. Whether or not he is even wrestling on TV when AEW's Turner deal begins is up in the air, due to his prior commitments to Impact Wrestling. Laredo Kid has already made his debut for All Elite Wrestling, however, teaming up with the Lucha Brothers to face the Elite. Number 2. Dustin Thomas. In the early 2000s, WWE was heralded for signing Zach Gowen, a one-legged wrestler who actually had a high-profile roster spot in WWE, feuding against the likes of Vince McMahon and Brock Lesnar. AEW have done something similar in signing Dustin Thomas, a bilateral amputee who appeared at Double or Nothing in the Casino Battle Royale. Thomas has a good flying offense and can become an interesting fixture on AEW television. Number 3. Angelico. Angelico is one of the most tenured wrestlers to feature on this list. While he has wrestled for about 10 years, he is still just 32 years old and has a lot more growing to do. He has no discernible style, but has both high-flying and technical influences in the way that he wrestles. He has wrestled for promotions like Lucha Underground, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, AAA, and etc. Angelico will definitely have a featured spot on AEW TV. He may not be a main eventer, but he will definitely float around the middle of the card and will be knocking on the door to become a tag team champion with his partner Jack Evans. From Angelico to his Los Guerreros del Cielo tag partner, Jack Evans has been wrestling since the start of the current millennium. He is considered to be the first man in history to have pulled off a 720-degree moonsault, which probably speaks more about his in-ring talents than I ever could. He has wrestled in promotions like Ring of Honor, Major League Wrestling, AAA, and among many other places. Evans has already debuted, but there is still a lot of dream match potential for the two to go against the likes of the Lucha Bros or the Young Bucks, considering their complementary styles in the ring. Number 5. Jerry Lynn. Jerry Lynn was one of the most recognizable wrestlers amongst the hardcore fanbase throughout the 1990s and 2000s. The former WWE lightweight champion debuted on March 23, 1988, and decided to hang up his boots 25 years later on the same date in 2013. He has wrestled for all top North American promotions possible, representing TNA, WWE, ECW, WCW, ROH, and now AEW. Lynn had a pretty great run as a wrestler, and is now working as a producer, trainer, and coach. There isn't much to say, as Lynn will be a producer for AEW, but someone with as many miles on his body as him could possibly be a great mind to work with backstage, and someone who can mold talent pretty well. Number 6. The referee team of Rick Knox, Bryce Remsburg, Earl Hebner, Aubrey Edwards, and Paul Turner. The importance of referees goes understated in wrestling. They are the only source of contact between the backstage and the wrestlers when a match is going on, and often have to juggle a lot of duties inside the ring in which fans aren't even aware of. Competent referees are very important, and AEW have done precisely that, and signed some great referees. Their referee team is headed by iconic referee Earl Hebner, who made his name in the WWE and later became one of the most important figures in TNA. Rick Knox is a fun-loving and charismatic ref who made waves at PWG. Aubrey Edwards is a female referee who has also worked in NXT. Bryce Remsburg is considered one of the funniest referees ever. and Paul Turner is a former Ring of Honor official. Number 7. Shawn Spears. Shawn Spears, or formerly known as Ty Dillinger, was a hot free agent prospect after his release from the WWE, and he was quickly signed up by AEW. He already appeared on AEW at Double or Nothing, and attacked Cody with a chair shot to the back of the head at Fyter Fest. The two may be feuding for the foreseeable future. Spears has made his name almost as entirely as a WWE wrestler, but has had the misfortune of being released twice from the company. He had impressive feuds with the likes of Aiden English, while he also had run-ins with AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Randy Orton. Spears is booked to team up at AEW's next event, Fight for the Fallen, where he will team up with Maxwell Jacob Friedman MJF and Sammy Guevara against Joey Janela, Darby Allin, and Jimmy Havoc. Number 8. Emi Sakura. Emi has been wrestling for almost 25 years. That sort of experience makes her an asset beyond just what she will provide in the ring for the company. Sakura has already made her debut for AEW, wrestling in a losing effort at Double or Nothing in a 6-woman tag team match. She teamed with Aja Kong and Yuka Sakazaki, and faced Riho Abe, Hikaru Shida, and Ryo Mizunami. Her chaotic in-ring style will endear her to the AEW fanbase, as Sakura can perform technical slams like a gut-wrench powerbomb and perform a 450 splash at the same time. Matching her up against Britt Baker DMD may be an interesting match. Number 9. Riho Abe. Riho Abe was the victor in her AEW debut in the aforementioned tag match. She is also perhaps the wrestler with the most upside out of the 6 that took part in that evening. Riho has been wrestling for 13 years, but is still just 22 years old. That puts us in a weird position because we don't know if we should call her a novice or a veteran, but she seems pretty solid and can do whatever she is asked to or matched up with any type of wrestler. Number 10. Ryo Mizunami. Completing the trifecta of women that wrestled in the 6-woman tag team match at Double or Nothing, Ryo Mizunami is probably the one with the least information about her out there. Ryo is probably familiar to North American wrestling fans for her appearances at Shimmer. She even had a feud over the Heart of Shimmer Championship in 2016, but lost to Nicole Savoy. Ryo has been pretty under the radar within the last few years, but we can be assured that she will be a valuable addition to AEW's roster. She has been wrestling for 15 years, but is still only just 31 years old. There aren't many dream matches for Ryu per se, but she may be a good fit against someone like Awesome Kong. Whether she loses to sell Kong's credibility or wins to establish her own is up to the bookers. Number 11. T-Hawk. T-Hawk is one of many wrestlers that are a part of Oriental Wrestling Entertainment, a Chinese promotion that has a talent exchange with AEW. T-Hawk debuted with AEW on Double or Nothing in a 6-man tag match, losing to SoCal Uncensored. T-Hawk will probably be a tag team wrestler along with Seema and Lindaman, as the trio dubbed the Strong Hearts. Hawk's in-ring style is influenced from his time in Mexico, as he uses his agility to his strength. The trio won't be the biggest stars in AEW, but will work sufficiently enough to have one spotlighted feud or two. Number 12. Lindaman. Most of what was said for T-Hawk would also apply to a Lindaman too. He debuted in the same 6-man tag team match and will be in the same stable with T-Hawk. Lindaman isn't going to be a breakout star, but is a young prospect, still at just the young age of 24. His work at Dragon Gate may not have been the best, but shows that he has a great wrestling foundation. Number 13. Dean Malenko. Dean Malenko is often considered to be one of the most technically gifted wrestlers that the world has ever seen. His work in ECW and WCW is fondly remembered, and he was considered to be one of the best backstage producers in the WWE up until his departure from the company. Malenko will be serving as a producer for AEW, so it is unlikely that he will be appearing inside the ring while he is there. He is probably one of the biggest signings that AEW has made, and his input backstage will be a game changer for how the company lays out their matches. Number 14. Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer is one of the most well-known wrestlers in the world. He currently serves as the owner of House of Hardcore and a producer for Major League Wrestling and Impact Wrestling. He has wrestled for ECW, WWE, and TNA before becoming a semi-active wrestler. Whether his appearance at Double or Nothing was just a one-off is unconfirmed, but it would be great to see the hardcore legend return to the promotion, and he previously said that he would do anything for Dusty's son. There are so many potential hardcore dream matches for the man, and it would be a shame if we didn't get to see them. Number 15. Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy is by far one of the most charismatic wrestlers on the AEW roster. Cassidy's form of comedy offense may blur the lines a little too much between kayfabe for the liking of most traditional wrestling fans. But the pop that he got during the Casino Battle Royale at Double or Nothing proves that he may be a valuable commodity going forward. Cassidy has wrestled for promotions like Beyond Wrestling and Chikara. A dream match for the man would definitely be a match against MJF, one of the few examples of true heels in wrestling. Number 16. Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus is a wrestling anomaly. The man is 6 foot and 5 inches and wrestles like a man who is straight out of a Mexican luchador training school. He is wicked fast and has a lot of natural in-ring talents, which we have already seen on display. He was the MVP in the Casino Battle Royale, and lasted till the final 3 before being eliminated by the eventual winner of the match, Hangman Page. Luchasaurus has been appearing in North American indie shows for a while now. He has been seen on Ring of Honor and House of Hardcore, before making his debut to All Elite Wrestling. The man that portrays Luchasaurus, Austin Mattelson, has wrestled in NXT in the past, under the ring name Judas Devlin. It would be a terrific matchup for him if he can face off against someone smaller and more agile than him, so someone like Pac, Laredo Kid, or even Pentagon Jr. Number 17. Awesome Kong. An oddity in the time when models became wrestlers, Kong chose to be a wrecking ball who tore through the TNA Knockouts division, and thus became one of the greatest wrestlers to ever be a part of that division. Kong's debut was unexpected at Double or Nothing, as she was a surprise entrant in the triple threat match also featuring Nyla Rose, Kylie Ray, and Britt Baker DMD. A dream match or feud for her has to be her facing off against Aja Kong in the Battle of the Kongs. Number 18. Evil Uno. Player Uno, also known as Evil Uno, is a very established name in the North American independent wrestling scene, as the man has wrestled for top promotions like Ring of Honor, PWG, and Chikara over the course of his career. He has a brawler style similar to Kevin Owens and the gimmick of a video game character on screen. He has already debuted, appearing at Double or Nothing at the end of the match between Best Friends and Los Guerreros del Cielo, and laying out all 4 men. Uno and partner Stu Grayson will be very useful to the AEW tag team division. The Smash Bros have dream matches popping out from everywhere, considering how stacked the AEW tag team division is. However, it does look like they are headed on a collision course with Angelico and Jack Evans, as well as Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta. Number 19. Stupefied. Stupefied, or Stu Grayson, is one half of the Smash Bros, and has been teaming with his partner Evil Uno since 2007. He has also wrestled for promotions like Ring of Honor, PWG, and Chikara along with Uno. His in-ring style is based off of video games, and the moves that the characters do, so you can't say he's kind of a technical wrestler. As already mentioned with Uno, Stu has a set of dream matches ahead of him, and feuds that already have their seeds planted. Everyone is going to be excited to see what the pair will do during the Tag Team Championship tournament that AEW will be hosting to crown inaugural champions. Number 20. Jon Moxley. We end this list with the best in the form of Jon Moxley. The man formerly known as Dean Ambrose in the WWE is one of the biggest stars in professional wrestling. He had tenures in Combat Zone Wrestling and even Ring of Honor, before becoming a multiple-time champion in the WWE, and even winning the WWE Championship in 2016. He has feuded with some of the best wrestlers in the world, including Seth Rollins and AEW's roster member, Jimmy Havoc. We have already gotten a Mox Dream match in his latest effort against Joey Janela, but another match against Jimmy Havoc or even a returning Tommy Dreamer would be something to salivate over. Moxley is destined to be a future AEW champion, and a star of his caliber would definitely deserve it. The Brawler Hardcore Specialist is one of the best gets for AEW. Who would you like to see signed to All Elite Wrestling? Let us know down in the comments below. Why not be that guy that helps out massively by dropping a big thumbs up? And remember, you can even join the already 15,000 members of the club by clicking the subscribe button down below. In the meantime though, here are some other videos that we've done, and we'll see you in the next one.